The leaders of the free world meet with each other in Poland. And while our leaders are meeting each other in Poland, the leaders of the free world gathering in Poland, we just sit and wait. We sit and wait for our great leaders to decide our fate. And it's a tense time. It's a tense time for all of us because we're waiting for our leaders to render a verdict on the rest of us. Will we be spared? Will we go to the gallows? Our leaders are deciding that right now for us. They are deciding. The leaders of the free world are deciding, if you can call it a free world. Maybe we're not as well represented as we think we are, because there's a pecking order, a chain that goes up and up and up, and the Senate is just one step below the president. They should be a step above the president, but the Senate and representatives are a step below the president. And we think we're well represented, but think all of our leaders, including senators and House of Representatives, are hand-picked for us from the elite in each state and in each county. The elites in that city or county are hand-picked for us. So we don't really have much of a choice, do we? What kind of a choice is it when our leaders are handpicked for us? But anyway, I digress. Our leaders of the so-called free world are meeting in Poland. And they're going to decide our fate. They decide whether we live or die. They decide what's right and what's wrong. They decide what's going to happen to us. They decide. And all the rest of us wait with bated breath to hear their conclusions. And it's not pretty. It's not looking good for us. Let me tell you why it's not looking good for us. Biden has made a big deal out of Ukraine. He should make a big deal out of the United States and the United States' affairs, and the United States' best interest, because he's president of the United States. But he's taken up Ukraine's cause. He's taken up the cause of this puppet leader Zelensky, Vladimir Zelensky. He's taken up the cause of this puppet leader that isn't, the Ukrainian people feel very strongly about him. But let's face it, he's getting in the way. Zelensky is getting in the way. As long as he's alive, he's getting in the way of peace in Poland. I mean, peace in the Ukraine. Peace in Ukraine. Because Zelensky, as long as he's there, Putin is going to attack. As long as Zelensky's in power in Ukraine, Putin will attack because he doesn't trust Zelensky. He thinks Zelensky is his enemy. And maybe he's right. Maybe he does have a point with all the things that have been going on in East Ukraine. Maybe Zelensky hasn't been as friendly to his Russian-speaking citizens as he has to his Ukrainian citizens. Now, the Russian-speaking citizens want to be a part of Russia. They want to be a part of Russia, and they want to claim the territory where they live for Russia and join Russia and have a territory of their own. But they're a minority in that territory. They're only about maybe 20% of the population. The rest are Ukrainians. So they infiltrated the territory of Ukraine and settled there, and now they're firing their guns at the Ukrainian military. The Ukrainian military has fought back. They fired back at them to try to keep the eastern Ukraine, but Putin wants it real bad. He said just recently, just like a day or two ago, that he wants eastern Ukraine. He wants to claim that Donetsk region. And he would do anything in his power to claim it. At first he was trying to take all of Ukraine. And he was going as far as over the Polish border to line up his tanks to attack western Ukraine. And he was trying to take Kiev and Kharkiv and claim them for himself, Kharkiv and Kiev. But he didn't succeed. They drove him back 38 miles from the capital. So, which begs the question, what next? What will he do next? Well, I'll tell you what Putin cares about and what he's really, really sensitive about. He's really sensitive about his image, especially his image in the West, and his ego. He's got a big, big ego. And he only likes to hear good things, and he only likes to hear good things about himself and about his projects. He only likes to hear good things. So when Biden gets up on a stage, when Biden turns around and tells the media, yes, I do consider Putin a war criminal, when he gets up on a stage and says he's guilty of war crimes and should be removed from power, and the White House steps in and says, oh no, oh no, oh no, that's not what he meant, that's not what he meant, he didn't really mean it, he didn't really mean it. Of course he meant it. Of course he meant it. Of course he meant that Putin should be removed from power. Of course he meant it. Of course he wants it. Of course Biden wants Putin removed from power. Of course he does. He said it right from the horse's mouth that he wants Putin removed. He said it in front of the whole world in his speech in Poland. What else has Biden done? Well, he got up on a stage. He got up on a stage and said, I will not institute a no-fly zone because that is called World War III. And he said it real loud like that, World War III. Way to go to give your power away to the enemy, Biden. Way to go to give your power away to the enemy. Now, if he does institute a no-fly zone, if he decides later that a no-fly zone is necessary and tries to institute it, Putin will say, he said that was World War III, so let's give it to him. Let's give him World War III. He shouldn't have said that. And there's lots of things he shouldn't have said. He shouldn't have said that Putin was a war criminal. He shouldn't have said that Putin should be removed from power. He shouldn't have said it, but he said it. And now Biden set us up in a position that's extremely difficult to tolerate, and extremely difficult for us to make any headway with Ukraine or anybody else, including Russia. Because Biden has laid bare his weakness. And his weakness is the media. He'd tell the media anything, just to score points with the media. He loves the media. Oh, Biden loves the media. And he'd do anything to mollify, to score points, to make the media feel proud and please the media with his words. But he doesn't have our best interest in heart, and the media definitely does not have America's best interest at heart. In fact, they would like to air all state secrets of the United States of America up out loud on a network. That's what they want. They want to expose every single state secret, put it up on a big screen for everybody to see. Because that's their bread and butter. And once they've run out of secrets, they'll make up some secrets to air out loud so that they can no wonder Trump hated the media. Ow. Ouch, that hurts. But the media has to hear it. The media has to hear that they're no good for this country, and that they're supposed to be holding our leaders accountable, but they're not supposed to be digging for state secrets during a wartime. No way. No way should they be digging for secrets during wartime. They should have one patriotic bone in their body and not ask those questions. But they ask them anyway, and Biden is so eager to answer them. He just spills his beans all over the place in front of the media, in front of a camera. He can hardly wait to entertain and amaze with all the state secrets he's been told behind closed doors. He can hardly wait to air our dirty laundry, and he loves the media, and he loves giving away power to his enemies. He loves to answer every question. Every question must be answered by Biden. Oh, Biden, do you think Putin's a war criminal? Yes, I think he's a war criminal. Oh, Biden. Do you think we should have a no-fly zone, and if so, why not? Or do you think we should have a no-fly zone, and if so, why not? Do you think we should have a no-fly zone over in Ukraine, and if so, why not? Oh, well, you want to know so badly, I'll have to tell you, because that would be World War III. Oh, Biden, give us a speech. Give us a speech. Stand up and give us a speech. Oh, Biden gets up and gives us a speech. He says Putin is a war criminal and he should be removed from power. That's Biden's great speech in front of the world leaders in Poland. And what has Putin done? Putin lied as usual. He made up a convenient lie and said all he wanted was Eastern Ukraine anyway. It's the fox and the sour grapes, right? The fox and the sour grapes. He can't get all of Ukraine. He can't get all of Ukraine because Ukraine fought him off. So now the fox said, I didn't need those sour grapes anyway. They were probably sour. And I'm going to... Oops. Okay, so Putin says, I didn't want those sour grapes anyway. All I want is Eastern Ukraine. All I want is the Donetsk region. That's all I wanted. That's all I will want. That's all I'm asking for. I just want this region. You can't have what you want. You can't have what you want. So the song for Putin is you can't have what you want, but you get what you need. So, not a good situation at all. And then Zelensky, from his hiding place in the Ukraine, makes a public statement and said, World War III has already begun. It's already World War III. So please institute a no-fly zone right away so that we can fight World War III. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, Zelensky. Shut up. It is not World War III. It's your World War III from your perspective as a worm in the wormhole looking out. You're a worm in the wormhole looking out, but it is not World War III. The World War III would be the world engaged in war. And the world is not engaged in war, it's just Ukraine. So let's keep it to just the Ukraine. You may not like that, Zelensky. You may not like your country being isolated and so on, but we have to avoid World War III at all costs. It's not going to be our necks for your sake, Zelensky, just so you can stay a leader. If Zelensky were gone, all of this might come to a peaceful conclusion. But Zelensky's there saying it's already World War III, so institute the no-fly zone right away and fight World War III for my sake. No, Zelensky, we're not fighting World War III for your sake. Yep. Zelensky is a Jew. Typical Jew. Oh, it's a catastrophic. It's World War III. Come with your fighter jets and your knives and your guns. Catastrophic thinking, right? Or the thinking where the wheel is rolling down the hill and it gains speed as it goes. Yeah. World War III. I'm telling you, these world leaders, they want World War III. That's what they want. They want to set up the conditions for World War III that are just right for World War III. And we can't trust them. We can't trust our leaders. So we're going to have to vote them out of office as soon as possible, but it might be too late. It might be too late to prevent World War III. They may jump the gun knowing that the election is coming and that they're going to get the axe. And you know what Trump said recently? Trump said that he wanted to drop a nuclear weapon on Moscow. So we don't want Trump either. If it came down to Trump and Biden again, I'd have to go for Biden, even though Biden has shown himself untrustworthy, because Trump is even more untrustworthy. Trump is even more untrustworthy. He wants to drop a nuclear weapon. He said he would. He said he would, and I'm going to take him at his word, even though he's a great liar. And lies and lies and lies and lies and lies. He could drop a nuclear weapon on Moscow, and he would, because he has no conscience. And so we have to prevent World War III all on our own. We're on our own because our world leaders are out to lunch. They're out to lunch. I'm telling you right now, they're stupid. Biden is the dumbest president we've ever had. He's the stupidest person. He may have a high IQ, but when it comes to horse sense, to common sense, he's out to lunch. He doesn't have a clue. He doesn't have a clue how the rest of us feel. So we're going to have to take it up on our own. We're going to have to take up this cause ourselves. Try to vote Biden out of office, first of all, by joining the Democratic National Committee to try to vote Biden out. Or alternatively, you can join the Republican National Committee and try to vote down Trump. Vote Trump out. But that's very unlikely to happen. Trump has it all tied up. His followers, he's got them all tied up. I doubt we'd be able to vote Trump out. So it's up to us to try to vote Biden out. But Biden is an incumbent, which means he'll automatically get the nomination from the Democratic National Committee. It's very rare for a incumbent not to be given the green light. So then come election day, when it's Trump versus Biden, will have no choice but to vote for Biden because Trump is a madman. Trump is a madman. He wants to drop a nuclear weapon. He's a madman. And that's all I have to say about him. So, have a great week. Remember that Putin has enough nuclear weapons to drop 80 atomic bombs on every single state in the Union. That's how many nukes he has. He has 80 for every state. Now, he's not going to drop them all on America. He's got other enemies. He's got Canada. He's got, not Mexico. Mexico he's cool with. But he's got all of Europe and Australia to drop his nukes. So, they'll be spread out, but you can bet your bottom dollar he's got at least 30 atomic weapons to spare for every state in the Union. Which means that he can carpet bomb and send his nukes to bomb suburbs. Suburbs too, right? Not just the cities, but the suburbs too. He can wipe out most of the suburbs in most states of the Union. He would reserve a few extra for the coastlines where they're so heavily populated. But at least 30 for your state, wherever you're at. Think about it. Do you trust your world leaders not to get us into a nuclear war? They're so stupid. Biden has insulted Putin and injured his great ego. He did the worst thing he could possibly do, to say that Putin should be removed from power, and have the White House backpedaling and saying he didn't mean it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ludicrous. You expect us to believe that? Come on. So take it easy and prepare however you can. Prepare to take to the hills. And have a backup plan. And I'll see you next time.